Welcome to Horrified Greek Monsters. I'm very excited to play this because I really enjoyed playing the few times I did the original Horrified. I never actually tried the American Monsters version of it, and I couldn't remember what happened until the other day when I was setting this up and giving this a good overview, and I realized always the problem was the rules are never as ironed out as you want them to be, especially for such a simple game. So you have questions that come up, like on our enemies here, like, oh, can you do this in this spot? How do you do this? And so we're going to get to some of these, and let's just hope that at some point there is a FAQ that winds up on Board Game Geek or something, or maybe the designer can step in and answer some questions on the forums. But as of yet, there's no answers on the Board Game Geek forums, just lots and lots of questions about things that, how does this work? How does that work? It's just a little frustrating because it's a very simple system that only needed, a word or two per thing to clarify things, and somehow, I don't know, it's not happening. So I'm not quite entirely sure why that happens, but we're going to run across two of those here with the chosen monsters. So if you've never played Horrified before, it's a cooperative game. We're actually going to play two-handed here. There are solo rules, and basically it means you just play one character, and you start up here on solo play right there. This is how many times you or legends can die. But we're going to play two-handed today, and we're going to play as the Mariner. This is the Mariner, and you can see the Mariner gets 4 actions. They start in the port, which is down over here, and they have the special ability of giving any number of items you have to another player. So you can imagine why that's not fun to play that character in solo. And then the other character we have here is the Traveler, and the Traveler starts in the stables, which is here in the center, and they have no special power other than they are the only character in the game with 5 actions, right? So they're kind of like if you're familiar with a Pandemic, like the Generalist, right? They just get 1 extra action. Now here's our board, right? This is, each little section is where you move. You have to move along adjacent lines. Very straightforward. I have marked out these little things here just so that they're a little bit easier to see. These are layers, and there are 4 of them randomly placed on the board. You shuffle them up and deal them out. They're just a little hard to see, so I put these little markers on them. And then I put these little green markers on anything that was a temple. So the Temple of Zeus, Athena, Nyx, and Hades down. Oh, this one should be down. Wait a second. What have I done here? Where did it go? Oh, it's sitting underneath Cerberus here. Okay, so there's how the board is laid out, right? We're in our starting positions. Our bad guys are in their starting positions. What we've done is, this is from the manual. There's no PDF of this, so I had to scan all this stuff in, so I apologize if it doesn't look great, but you can see that there's this little chart right above me here in the book that says for your first game, play with only 2 monsters. So you can play with any 2, but it does say we recommend Basilisk and Cerberus, so that's who we're going to play with today. And then in the very back of the manual, they have these nice little cards that I've put down there in the center. They're a nice little quick way to get an idea of what you're up against, right? So it tells you that Cerberus there is a low complexity, I almost said spirit, low complexity monster, and the Basilisk is also low complexity, right? I mean, they're very simple to operate, they're AI essentially, right? And whether or not they have a layer. So that's where these little tokens here come into play. So these have been shuffled up, randomly dealt out. There's a little place here that says layer tokens, so they always wind up in the same 4 places. They're just who knows which of the 4 there is. And then over there on the right-hand side, this is on the back of every monster board. You can see exactly what to do to start the monster setup, right? So the Basilisk has no special tokens and no ability. They just start in the gaseous swamp. Cerberus, however, starts on the Temple of Hades, and you place the 5 door tokens on the Cerberus monster mat. Now you can see, here's what one of these door tokens look like. This is a lock, and these symbols here are hit markers and a blank on the dice, and the dice look like this. Okay, so there's 1 exclamation point, which is their special power. There's 3 hit markers, which is the little like sunburst, starburst thing there, and then there's 2 blank sides. And basically, the short version of it, of reading what this says here, is that we have to unlock the door to Hades to get Cerberus, and we have to lead him to the door too, which means we have to find the door, stand wherever the door is, so it's either here, 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 or here, and roll these dice and try to get that, right? And one of the problems I have, let me pull up the slightly larger card here. This is what I've got here in front of me, but this way you can see it a little bit better. It says, Cerberus has escaped from the underworld. You must unlock the door to the underworld and return him to his master, Hades. So their special power, if we ever roll the exclamation point, is to pay the ferryman. Put the top card of the monster deck into the discard pile. But here's the problem. So you can take an action called Advance, right, which says reveal the underworld door at that location, discard, reveal the underworld door. How funny, because you have to kind of go around to each place. And do like a reveal at that location, discard a blue item, so we'll get to the items in a minute, to roll 3 dice. You may discard a green item to re-roll several dice up to the item strength. You may remove 1 door token if you have rolled the glyphs on it. So there's 5 door tokens, and it's pretty clear to me that you can remove them in any order, but what's not clear to me on this is how many times can I discard a green item to re-roll, right? You may discard a green item to re-roll several dice up to the item strength. It sounds like 1, and so it just seems to me that you're churning through green and blue items then, right? I guess it's if you only get to re-roll once, but how difficult is that if you need to roll, something like this, three hits, and so your first roll is maybe, 2 hits and a blank, and so you spend a green to re-roll 1 die, the blank, to try to get a hit, because maybe all the rest are gone, and you don't get a hit. Now, you only need to roll 1 die to get a hit, so that seems fair to be able to re-roll again, but now if you only get 1 re-roll, you have to start over again and re-roll all 3. So I'm not quite sure. It's just not clear how that operates. So I'm not sure I like that very much. Now the Basilisk, this is our other monster that we are going to fight here. And, if you listen to the story, it kind of contradicts the mechanics a little bit here. The Basilisk scales can only be pierced with the items blessed by the gods. Gaze of Death, so this is their special power. Move the Basilisk to the current player's location. That hero takes 1 hit that can only be blocked with a yellow item, or orange, I guess. And remember, like 1 hit, you're dead, so, that's kind of how Horrified works. You have to block it or you die. At each temple location, place any item, that little icon there is any colored item, on the spot below that matches your location. So what you're doing here is you have to go to the Temple of Zeus and you drop an item there, right, as an action. You go to the Temple of Hades and you drop an item down. Now remember, it says, the Basilisk scales can only be pierced with items blessed by the gods. Can only be pierced by. So you have to go to these places, drop a single item. They are now blessed by the gods. But then if you look at the defeat thing, it says in the Basilisk location, use items worth 30 or more points damage to defeat it. So then it says you may use, not you must use. It says you may use the blessed items above at their value +2. That sounds a lot like I could just have a ton of tokens in front of me that are not blessed by the gods and go straight to them and then just dump 8 tokens on it and do more than 30 points of damage and still win. It would just be easier if I was dropping them off at all the temples, right? So I have to take this as you have to have 4 of them there, and whatever their values are +2 each, and then you can supplement that with items that are not blessed by the gods. So I just have to assume that's the intent. It's just not super clear, and so that's unfortunate. So we have, what else do we have in our setup? That's pretty much it for the monster setup. They just go out on the boards. Now, player setup, right? You choose a hero. So I actually chose, we talked about it, the Mariner and the Traveler. We're not going to use the other characters, but we can take a look at them real fast here. There's a musician. Place your hero in a space with a legend. The legends are like the townsfolk that you're saving if you've played the other Horrifieds. The ranger, who's obviously green, so it looks weird here on the green screen. When the terror level increases, this is the terror level up top here. Always draw a perk card. Ability is always in effect and does not take an action. We have the actor. This is Favor of the Gods. Discard 2 items to pick 1 item from the discard pile and keep it. That seems like it'd be very handy. The shepherd here, starting in the vineyard. Look at the top monster card, also very handy, and the hoplite. Check this out. Starts on the battlefield. Place your hero in a space with a lair. That's fantastic. But see, it also doesn't say if it has to be revealed or not, right? So it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know what it wants necessarily every time here. So carrying on, just to get this over with, so we can, jump in here, because I know a lot of people don't like listening to me just ramble on about games sometimes, but maybe you don't know the setup of this. Shuffle the perk cards and deal 1 to each player. So these are the perk cards. These give us special powers that are, oddly enough, like Pandemic, not an action, right? We just shuffle these up. We each start with 1, and the way you earn them is by rescuing the legends. And the legends are people that just will come out based on these monster cards, these little monster AI card things over here, and they will appear someplace, and they can be a target. And if they die, our terror level goes up to where we lose. We also lose if we run out of this deck over here. If this is empty, it's game over. So we have to protect these guys, and they all have a little thing on them like that says Forest of the Dryad. So the card says spawn this person in the gymnasium, then we have to go up here and walk this person down to wherever their place is, okay, to rescue them. So I've got 3, 6, 9, 10 of them over here. Do I have a list? I do. Look at that. Yeah, there's 10 legends. You can see all what's in the box here. And you can see that the monster tokens, they all have their special tokens except for the Basilisk because you're dropping them off. The Siren has a really cool mechanic, I thought, where it's kind of like playing the game memory, which I don't care for so much. You know, maybe I don't have the mind of a sharp mind anymore at my ripe old age. So maybe I modify the rules on that where I just flip 2 and leave them face up. I don't know. On the bottom of this screen, I just put, hopefully you can read them, what the 4 layer cards look like. So we know the Minotaur, the Chimera, the Medusa, and Cerberus all have layers, and that's what the layers look like on the back side of these little tiles here. And so that's everything you're getting in the box. It's not a ton. It's great. You know, it's nice and simple. I'm a big fan of that. Taking a look at the items real quick here, that's what an item looks like at the very top up there. It has a name, it has a color, it has a location where it comes out, and a strength rating. Oh, I didn't realize. There it is. Physical, relics, and artistic. I was wondering where that information came from. So there's a legend that my fat head is in front of, so only one item of the indicated color may be played per action if that's what it looks like. Otherwise, you have any token is the one right above me there, right there, and then the other one says just the one color right there, single color, so we know what we're looking at. And then the monster symbols are on the right over there, and those are going to come into play when we start flipping these cards here. So did I assign those cards? I did. So the Mariner is going to get the Power of Zeus. The current player takes 2 additional actions. How funny. That's literally a card in Pandemic. How funny. Each player draws and places 1 item from the item bag. So there's it's seemingly no downside to not just doing that right away, because having more items in the game, you know, on the board are great. So the very last thing here is put the 60 item tokens in the item bag, shake it up, draw 12 and put them in the locations, and put the bag next to the board. Now the bag this comes with is the same material and make as the one in the American Monsters bag or game, I believe. It's very loud, right? It's got Velcro. It's very loud, and so just for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to use it. I've put them all into a softer bag I had just laying around. You can see them in here so that we have a little bit gentler experience for your ears, I think. So let's get the setup done here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're halfway there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that's what we've got. I don't see a whole lot of these yellow physical ones in here. I see 1. And now we get to learn together. How fun. Where's the battlefield? Right here. So that thing is worth 6 damage. Check that guy out. Okay, the Temple of Hades is down here. We have a lot of stuff going on down here. Mount Iliad. We have the Statue of Talos. Where are you? Right here. We have Agora, the giant city right here, the Temple of Hades. Ooh, another one. Look at that. The Ruins, the Necropolis. I know where some of these are. Let's see here. The Temple of Zeus is over here, right? Okay, I want to have my little markers up so we know what we're looking at. The Stadium, the Port. Oh, good. We start on something. And the Lighthouse. Now, I am very bad at this game. I assure you that we're probably going to lose this here. That's why we're playing on easy mode. I don't know. It's not even called easy. That's the thing. It's just called your first game. Like a regular game is 3 monsters, but I wanted to do this just to go through what the game tells us to do here, just so we have an idea of what's going on. Make sure that we don't mess anything up. These cards, I'm going to keep them just on the screen like that, and I'll throw the discards behind them back here if we ever get any more of them. I do believe that might be it for setup, and it's a very straightforward game. The briefest of overviews is hero phase goes first, and then the monster phase goes next. I mean, that's it, right? So the blue guy's going to go, then the pink person is going to go, right? So the hero phase, you can move. You can guide a legend, right? Which means, you know, let's say they're here and I'm away, I can say, come to me. So you can make them also move over one space too, without you having to be there. You can also, and when you move, they go with you, any number of them. You can pick up all of the items in your location. That is something people seem to be getting wrong with the Horrified series. You don't pick up one item, you pick up all of the items in your space, right? That's very good. Unfortunately, we didn't get like thick stacks here. You know, there's 2 things on Temple of Hades and everything else is spread around. You can share items. All heroes at the same location as your hero may exchange any number of items. It doesn't have to be a one-to-one trade. Advance and defeat are what is written on here, right? So if we look again at, like, say, Cerberus here, you see step 1 is advance, step 2, defeat. So that's what that's referring to. And then special action is written on our card, and reveal a layer says in the location of a face-down layer token, you may spend any color item tokens totaling 3 or more strength to reveal the layer and which monster is associated with it. So just a real quick look at one of them here. That's that symbol on the back there that shows us that we just need 3 points in any way to flip over this layer. So let's just take one turn here. We're going to start, I guess, as the Mariner here. The current player takes 2 additional actions. Oh, and you can play your cards. Do I have that written there? Ooh, I don't know. Oh, I don't have like a perk cards thing, but the perk cards can be played on any hero turn, not during the monster phase, though, right? So it kind of doesn't matter. So let's just start with one action of picking up a trident. I don't know how I'm going to do my items here. Maybe like that. That is only a 4 power item. So that's action number 1, action number 2, action number 3. We're going to pick this up here. And then action number 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Where should we go? I feel like we should start. This is a good little spot to go. Let's just move the Mariner up here. And that's it. Then we go to the monster phase. So how does the monster work? That's a lot of words. How about I just tell you instead? You draw a card. And this is what it looks. Oh, of course, it's super green. Circe here is super green, so it's really hard to see. So the very first thing we note is at the top right-hand corner, you resolve the cards from the top down. So we have to draw 3 things out of the bag. So let's draw 3 items out of the bag here. So 1, 2, and 3. It's nice. I like that bag. Like the one it comes with. It stands up. It's just fine. It's just that it's awfully loud, and I just don't want this to be that way. So battlefield, and oh, we just left the port. Okay, so that's the first thing we do is we take a look at the number of items there. Then this one happens to be a legend, so we find that legend. Where are you? Right here. So she has her own little standee, and she starts in the vineyards, which we could have been right there, right? So now for the hard part of this. Okay, now she is going to the Mount Iliad. So this standee wants to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces away, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's the fastest way to get up there, right? So maybe the Pegasus here, the Traveler, goes and gets her and tries to move her out of harm's way. However, we do have a bunch of bad stuff that we have to deal with. So you can see on the bottom here, this is how the cards work. Let me just take a look here and see if there's a... Yeah, so you can see there it says items on the top, then do the event, and then monster attack. And those symbols across the bottom kind of run the very basic AI. It's like, who activates, how far do they move, and what do they roll? So what we do here is we look first, we see the frenzy marker, that little fire. So the frenzy marker, this thing, starts out on the lowest of the frenzy order number. So Cerberus is a 2, the Basilisk is a 4. So Cerberus activates, and then any monster with the laurel there, what is it? Do I have this somewhere? I thought I did. I know I do. It's under items, right? Yeah, there we go. So the branch of Dionysus, the green stuff, activates. So, lucky us, we don't have that little green symbol anywhere up here, right? So, only Cerberus activates. Cerberus is going to move 1 space towards the nearest hero or legend. That's what that is. So, we're just going to go. And I have a little red thing stuck to the bottom of these. Hopefully, it makes them easier to see. I mean, they're all their own colors, and they're like a giant blob of a color. And the minis are pretty cool, I gotta say. Oh, you're going... here, Statue of Talos, 1 space. And then if you're there, roll 2 attack dice, right? So if there's a legend or a hero there, but there's not. So that's it. That's a whole turn. Nice and simple, right? We got this. All right, let's carry on. And hopefully without any more long, lengthy explanations by me that nobody needs to hear. So the Traveler here, we may as well play this now. I forgot. Let's just run this now, right? Each player draws and places 1 item from the item bag. We'll discard this. And so what we'll do is we'll do the pink, we'll do the Traveler. I mean, I guess not that it matters, right? So the Javelin goes to the Necropolis, and the Mariner goes to the Stadium. Okay. Right, we need weapons or we need items out here to block if we take some damage. So we want to stay away from these guys for now, but we don't want people to die either and move this up because we'll die if the terror marker moves all the way up there. So let's go 1, right? We can move 1. We can lead or whatever it's called. I can never remember it is guide, okay? 2, right? Then we can go 3, 4, 5 and get way up there, right? So we could do that. We probably want to be at least 2 spaces away because we don't want them to attack, right? So we could go... So that was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And, you know, we didn't get any items, but, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the items on either side like that. Okay. But we got this person out of the way, and we're going to get another perk card as soon as we deliver them. And then, God, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should just risk it once. Here we go. Instead of that, we're going to pick up these 2 items. At least this way we have some defense. Because we can still get there on the next turn, and I'd rather have some defense. And it would require, you know, the 1, 2, 3 movements here, or 1, 2, so perhaps we're safe. Okay, so we're going for the Traveler's Monster, and what we're looking at here is any monsters with the lightning bolt icon. How funny. So neither one of them, right? And I'm looking at the very top left of their name there, right? We're looking for the lightning bolt. I don't see it, so this is a good second turn for us. So nobody moves, but we still do it top to bottom. So that's 1 item goes out first, and then... Oh, no, the sword monsters are going to move, though. That's a bummer. Okay, so the Bay of Ghosts, right? And then each sword monster, Cerberus has a sword, monster 3 spaces toward the closest legend, right? So 1, 2 is right there on us, but they don't activate, right? They don't attack with that lightning bolt. So we kind of lucked out there, really, actually. Whew, okay. So back to the Mariner. So let's go ahead. So we can go 1, 2. So let's go 1, 2, pick everything up. All right, and then, gosh, I really wish I had, let's see here. Let's go, well, we need to find, so remember, our win condition is to figure out where we have to start messing with Cerberus's locked door. So we're here, let's go ahead and, so that was action 1, 2, action number 3, let's go ahead and drop, gosh, I don't want to drop something so like higher than a 3, but there it is. So I'm going to drop this, and it's blue. We're going to have a little discard somewhere out here to flip this over and find out what we have. The Minotaur's Labyrinth. So that's not what we're looking for. Okay, so we can be done with that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I flipped it, right? That was it. We moved, we picked up, we flipped it. Oh no, and 1 more. We may as well move down here because we can drop off our Javelin next turn, which will be pretty awesome, I think. So let's go on to the monster phase here for the Mariner, and we have 3 items. That's, wow, and another legend already. Look at that. So, I only got 2. Okay, so we have the Ruins. And when you die in this, it's just like every other... where's the trading post? It's just like every other Horrified, where you just remove yourself from the game, and then you respawn on the start of your turn. You don't lose all your cards. You don't lose any items. You just come back, and this time you respawn at the Temple of Nyx. So this is Arachne here. Where are you? There we go. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And you start where? Odeon, which is right. Oh man, right there. Okay, and then we're gonna do 2 different monsters. So Cerberus now. Oh, this is a bummer. So Cerberus gets to activate, and this is actually one of the problems I have with the Horrified system, is it seems like the more players you have, the harder it is, right? Imagine you had 5 players. So these monsters are moving around after every other player goes. So you go, then 4 times the monsters activate? Like, if you're just standing there, you're getting killed left and right, right? Like, how are you always staying away? 2 and 3 players seems fairly well balanced. I've actually never played it with, like, the solo rules of just using 1 guy. Okay, Cerberus activates and moves 0 spaces because they're in the space with me. If faced with the challenge of a legend or a hero, they'll attack the hero, that's me, meaning Cerberus is going to roll 2 dice against the Traveler here. Alright, so let's see. So we have a hit and a miss. So to prevent ourselves from dying, we have to give something up. So I guess we're going to give up the helmet. We're going to discard this so that we are still alive. Then, that was all of Cerberus. We're going to move on to the winged boots there, whatever that is. Now, that's probably Hermes. Yeah, wing of Hermes. Look at that. Okay, so that's the Basilisk right here. We're going to move the Basilisk now. 1 space, which is only right there, and nobody's there to attack. So, nice and easy. We're going to move on back to the Traveler. The Temple of Athena. That's up by us, isn't it? That's pretty fantastic. That's where we're trying to get. So there's no penalty or anything against moving in and out of monster spaces. You can do that freely. So as action 1, we're going to guide over here, and then action number 2, we're going to move. 3, we're going to move. God, we could just go 4 or 5 and get up there, right? And get 2 perk cards. That kind of doesn't seem like a bad idea. The problem is I don't want to come back through here. So 1, and then 2, 3, and then 4. Let's dump. Ooh, no. I don't really have a choice, do I? Because I don't want to get rid of this 6, right? That's a 6. That is a strong, strong item. I want that 6 to be up here to fight the Basilisk later. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just going to go up here, and we have delivered both of these people to their places now, right? We were going to Mount Iliad here and the Temple of Athena, which is up here. So that means they are safely out of the game, but that does mean we get to draw a perk card for each one. The current player takes 2 additional actions. This is the power of Zeus that we had. It looks like a duplicate. And then we have the speed of Hermes. Move a hero up to 4 spaces. That's pretty fantastic, actually. Okay, so we're going to remember that we have those and that we hopefully don't have to use this as defense because I want to drop it off here next turn and then fly somewhere and get away or something. I'm not quite sure how I can get out of that mess. So let's see what the enemies are up to. So this time it's going to be 2 items. Monster action anxiety. You know what it does? God, there's some game I play. Oh, Temple of Athena, right where I'm at. Oh, and it's a 3, of course. And the stables. There's some game, I can't remember what it is, where there's like a single word for stuff. And my brain, just being poisoned by decades of video games, hears it like the Quake 3 announcer voice. And the same thing happens in this. Anxiety, right? That's just how I hear it. Place so this is a helmet, so that's the Basilisk. Monster in the space with the hero with the most items. So the Basilisk just warps over here. And then we do the cup. That's probably Dionysus, yeah. Where is it? Oh, Aphrodite, right. Dionysus was the branch, that's right. Okay, so nobody activates. We don't have that monster type on the board. I think, and I haven't played American Monsters. I know I've said this before, but I think that was the big innovation, right? Was that you have more than just one icon. Because I remember very clearly, I'm not very clearly, but we had the Frenzy icon, but you only had one icon, like for Dracula and for the like other, each individual thing only had their one item or one icon. I think this is nice. I think it makes it operate a little better. So we are, let's see here, done with anxiety. We're going to move on to the Mariner, and we are going to do, gosh, what do we have here? We have a 2, and that is, I need to drop something big. So let's drop. So it's 1 action, and this is a Basilisk action here. You can see that we have step 1, advance. We're going to do an advance action here. At each temple location, place an item of any color on the spot below that matches your location. So we're in the Temple of Zeus. We're going to drop this Javelin 5 on the Temple of Zeus right there on the monster sheet. Okay, and that's a 5. And the defeat says that we have to have over 30 or more. It says 30 plus to defeat it. You may use the blessed items above at their value plus 2. So that 5 is really a 7 towards our, it says 30 plus. Okay, so that's a good start, right? So that's action number 1. It is a dirty shame that I don't have... this is a 2, but I want it for the rerolls because it's green, right? But at the same time, I don't really want to be there. If we could move 2, 3, 4 and kind of get away. 2, 3, 4 and get up here. But this is a dead end. You'll notice there's no way out up here. But again, for Cerberus, we need green and blue. We need these 2 things. So I think maybe it is worth picking up this green. So that's action number 2. And then 3 and 4 at least gets us away a little bit. So, and you know what? We've got this done now. So maybe we don't need that temple anymore marked. So, boy, we really do need to get... Yeah. So we did our 4 actions. I don't feel good about where we are, but I don't really have another choice. We could move them 2 more spaces away. Like we have cards that say move a hero 4 spaces or the current player takes 2 additional actions. It's unfortunate to waste those on just walking, but I could go 1, 2 over here. One, pick up two, one, pick up two. We could burn all of our cards and pick up a bunch of stuff right away. Wow, that's an option too, and get the Mariner all of these items, which is not the end of the world. Now that I look at it, that might not be so bad. Especially because the Traveler here is going to be out of items here pretty soon. Well, for now, maybe we just burn one of the cards. The Mariner will use their card to move one and pick up an item. I think that's just something to do this turn. All right, so let's go ahead and get a little bit farther away from the enemy. So 0 items on the board. Monster action, Fury. Trigger each lightning bolt monster special power. We don't have any, but then Cerberus activates twice, right? Because we have the frenzy and then the sword, and we have the frenzy here and the sword icon. Oh boy, so great. So that means they're going to move once and attack. Right? Am I the closest, or am I, right? Like there's anybody else here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces away. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces away. So we can choose where Cerberus goes. It is our choice. It is clarified in the manual. Let's say we go 1 space and attack. There's nobody there. 2 spaces and attack. There's nobody there. So that was it for the monster phase. So we go back to the Traveler, who now, this is pretty great. So action number 1 is going to be to pick up the golden apple. Action number 2 is to drop off this. This is an advance action where we drop this on the Temple of Athena right here. So that's 6 becomes an 8 in our battle. I feel like I'm going to need a calculator here. Action number 3 is move. And we just pick it up. 4, we pick up a coin, and 5, we move over here, right? So there's that for the Traveler. I want to stand him up, and I'm sorry, I know it's harder to see. All right, what do we have here? 3 more items on the board. Please don't be where I just left. That's aggravating. All right, we have the Bay of Ghosts. That is a sweet spot down there for some items. Let me tell you, we have a 5 and a 6 down here. 5 and a 6. The ruins, look at that. There's 3 things on the ruins. Wow, there's a lot of, I guess you find everything in the ruins. Look at that. A curious, an engraved gem, and the diadem here. And a bow in the gem. Dang, which is where we're standing. And, Io, where, here we are. And you are in the Temple of Zeus. Oh no. You might die right now. So we're going to activate the Frenzy monster and move 1 space towards the nearest. So that's just going to be up. And nobody's there to attack. And then we activate the Basilisk now, who's not going to move, and roll 2 dice. Oh, that was so unfair. And there's no saving that, right? You got hit once and you die. So we have 1 dead character. We're going to move this up here. That's a bummer. 1 dead legend, just like that. That was very unfair. Okay, Mariner, now that you're cornered, I'm suddenly not feeling so good about what we were doing. So what if we have a 4? Man, and that's a 4 as well. So what if we pick up for action number 1, move for action number 2, pick up for action number 3, and then the next action, what if the next action is a 4, and then we use the Speed of Hermes, move a hero up to 4 spaces, right? So then we play that, and we move 1, 2, 3, 4, down to the crossroads. We're going to bypass that horse just to get farther away, right? I think that's our best bet. So we are now going to pull, wow, this is crazy. Orion, all these legends coming up here. Okay, and you start in the ruins, thankfully, out of harm's way to some extent. Well, yeah, you're pretty far away. And then we activate the Frenzied Creature again, and we don't have a Lightning Bolt guy, so that's good. So the Frenzied Creature is, again, Cerberus, moves, 2 spaces to the nearest. So 1 and 2, God, right on us again. And attacks, but we're not there. Right, could you imagine now if you had 5 players in between your turn? There'd just be so much, they get to move so much. It just doesn't seem like it would be, it seems like it doesn't scale properly to me. That's just my perception. I might be completely wrong. Okay, Traveler, so you can, so as action number 1, the golden, we're gonna reveal, we're gonna pay this 3 to reveal this lair, and it is Chimera's Cave. It's not what we're looking for. So that was action number 1. Now we're gonna need this green thing to re-roll, so action number 2 may as well be to pick it up, yeah? Maybe we leave it out here and come back here. Well, we're not going to come back here if we can help it. So that's 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is going to be to pick up all of this stuff, because remember, she gets 5 actions, and we're going to need all of these things for rerolls and for, man, opening all this nasty stuff. Okay, so let's see what happens here. We have 2 items. See, this game, it's pretty smooth. The game plays, very quickly. The trading post. Didn't I just leave you? I did. Dang it. And the lighthouse. We have not even been there yet, right? It's kind of in a bad spot. Havoc. Each, this is a torch, right? So what is the torch here? Torch of Hephaestus. Deals 1 damage to each hero and legend in their space. So there's nobody in their space. Right, because that's only Cerberus here, right? Cerberus is the one right here, so we don't have to deal with that. And then we move the, that's Hermes, right? Yeah, the Wings of Hermes, the teal colored here, activates and moves 1 space. So I like that you teleported over there and got out of our way there, Basilisk. Okay, so that was it for the Traveler. Back to the Mariner here. So... oh gosh, we have this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we have to find this place. Like, this is how we win, right? So I think we move. Do we even have a 3? Oh my goodness, no. No, we don't. There's a 3 here. We could swing. Okay, so 1, 2, pick up, and reveal lair is all 4 actions, and it happens to be a 3 I picked up. So we're gonna use that to reveal the lair. Ha! We found it. Okay. Good. All right, so in fact, I might just leave that one marked. So this is Cerberus's lair, and the text that's written on here is actually the same text that is written here on the advanced token, right? Or on the advanced part of their sheet here, right? Reveal the underworld door, which we've done at that location. So discard a blue to roll 3 dice, because we're trying to hit all these locks here, and then these are 2 separate pieces, right? So there are 5 door pieces here. I know it's worded a little weird. But if you look here, it says 5 door tokens right there on the monster token. So we know that we have to remove all 5. It says we have to remove the door. All 5 door tokens are removed. Then we have to move Cerberus around, which we'll get to when we get there. So for now, we're done here with the Mariner, and we're going to draw 1 token. All right, Death. All right, I hope I'm not the only one who remembers Quake 3 or Quake Live. I think they ended up calling it now, like a remake of it. Hey, look at that! Right where we're standing, the statue of Talos got a 1, a mosaic. And then move each... ooh, this is a new one. What is this? This is the Column of Hades. Monster 2 spaces towards the player with the fewest items. We have a lot of stuff. 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to move both of them 2 spaces. Oh, no. Towards... okay, so what's the shortest path? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. They're all heading up that way. And then where is Orion going? The Temple of Hades. Oh, you're coming down here anyway. Okay, so now move each... Temple of Hades. We need to stop by the Temple of Nyx and drop off an item is what we need to do. Okay, so we've done that, and so now we are moving... oh, we don't have anybody with the teal leaf there, so we're golden. All right, so that was not so bad. Traveler. So, okay. Let's go. We need to go to the Temple of Hades, but we also need to drop something off of the Temple of Nyx. We do have a 4, so we may as well go 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe not. Maybe not. Which one was that? Temple of Nyx. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, we could get all the way down here. 1, oops. This moving 5 spaces thing is fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if I did this, if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I could get down here. Let's do that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, like I said, right? 3, then 4 is to drop that there, then 5, then this gives us 2 more actions. 1, 2. And so now we're all sitting on the same space. This is a nice juicy spot here for the bad guys to go, for the monsters to come get us. But it's our best bet. All of our stuff we need is down here now. Trickery. So each, let's see, so teal, that's just the Basilisk. For each, draw and place 1 item, and then that monster in the same place. Oh no. Let's hope it's the Necropolis of the Temple of Zeus. Far away. Watch it be where I'm standing. It always is. The gymnasium. Good. Boom. Okay. Good, good, good. And then, oh no, Cerberus is going to move 2 spaces. 1, 2. He's on us. He's coming right for us. Okay, so he doesn't attack though. Man, that's a real bummer because we're about to get chewed up by this dog. But I'm sure I've mentioned this. How much I like these minis, right? I know they don't show up well here. The lighting on this isn't great, but they're pretty good. They're pretty solid. They're pretty well detailed. I like them. Okay, so that's it for the Traveler. We're off to the Mariner. So now we absolutely do not have enough rolls to make this happen, and we're kind of cornered here. So what we can do is we can tell Orion here to move down to the Temple of Hades and get us another perk card. So that's action number 1, and we drew the Wisdom of Athena. Reveal a face-down layer. Oh, if that monster is not in the game, reveal a second face-down layer and... oh, wow. Okay, I mean, we may as well do it because it's free, right? So we're going to reveal a face-down layer. That's this one, right? God, that would have been fantastic a couple turns ago. If that monster is not in the game, reveal a second face-down layer. They're all now face-up, and then draw a new perk card? Is that a comma or a period? That is a period. Draw a new... It's just awesomeness for free? Okay. The Might of Poseidon. Choose one. Move each monster up to 2 spaces or move each hero up to 2 spaces. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I mean, we may as well also play that right now. Move each monster up to 2 spaces. So 1, 2, and 1. Get you guys farther away from us. That was action 1. Not bad. So action number 2 is going to be... advance, unlock the door, right? So we're at the right place. We're at Cerberus's gate. We just have to unlock it. So we have to discard a blue to roll 3 dice. We're going to discard a blue. We're going to roll 3 dice. And let me tell you that this is how we're going to probably lose this game. Let's see here. Oh, really? I can't. Wow. Okay, so I can use, I guess I can use one of those to remove this, right? Like that's just, like, I just need one of these, and so that's gone now, right? So we got that part, okay? So that was action number 2. Action number 3, let's do that again, right? We're gonna do this. Actually, action number 3 is gonna be to pick up this green, and then action number 4 is gonna be to discard this to roll, right? Because it doesn't have a value requirement. It just says blue. It doesn't have to be a blue of whatever, right? So we're just going to push our luck here and see what we get with these dice. Okay, we've done pretty good avoiding the monsters so far. I'm actually very impressed with this. Ooh, so does that match any symbols? 2 hits and a blank, it does. That matches this lock here, so we can remove that. All right, and so that was our 4th action for the Mariner. So we have 3... Okay, so the Acropolis is right here. We have the trading post up here, and we have the scallop share at the lighthouse. Okay, and then what? Oh, man, another person who's going to die at the Acropolis. I can't do anything for you. And then so the Cerberus is actually 1, 2 spaces away, and I believe that the monsters move to the closest. Let's see. This is a mess. So it's like this left column, the top center middle, then the top right, then the whole bottom section. So how monsters attack, right? So the color. So first move the monster a number of locations toward the closest character, hero or legend. Okay, so closest 1, 2. Closest is here, and so we are going to move Cerberus 1 space here, and then we're going to move the Basilisk 1 space there. That's it. Wow, we've done pretty good at dodging these guys here. All right, so let's go ahead now. And yeah, I mean, this guy's going to die. There's nothing I can do. We go to the Traveler, who only has 1 blue item. So if the Traveler moves 1 space and does a action 2 to pick all this stuff up, and then an action 3, do we just drop something here? No, action 3 to move back. And then we have 2 actions. So we have 4 and 5. So let's go ahead and drop one of these to roll. So we're going to drop this to roll, because we have to get this stupid door open, and we're at the mercy of the dice, and it's getting harder each turn. Right? So let's see here. We have 2. Okay, so see, that was nothing. So here's the situation is, am I more likely to get a blank if I re-roll this? There's only 1 of these, 3 of these, and two blanks. Right? To get this one gone, I think that's, or do I roll Oh, I'm more likely to get this as a hit because there's 3 hits, and I could get, you know, this top one off here, right? Like we still have to deal with all these. So if I get rid of a green one, I can re-roll, right? That's what it says. It says green to re-roll several dice. That's only 2. We only need to re-roll 1. And so my interpretation of this is we get to just roll once, and if we get it, great. We can't spend another green to re-roll again. And see, that sucked, because we we didn't get anything. It was like a wasted turn, so we can't pay another green to re-roll. Like, that was it. Too bad, so sad. So we try again. So here's another blue we're going to get rid of. And yeah, so this gets really difficult because you're just at the mercy of random chance here. So we got, we're in the same situation. Like, I think we pay a green to re-roll, and at least this time, gosh, what do I do? So if I keep that and keep this, yeah, I'm more, well, it's the same, right? If I have these two, I'm more likely to re-roll another hit. Oh, of course, right out of the thing. It's amazing how often I do that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, and see, I missed again, right? And so there's just nothing doing, right? Like, that's just too bad, so sad. I don't like the mechanic of just being at the mercy of random chance. It's just, you know, without being able to re-roll a bunch, which you can kind of plan for by, you know, stacking up greens. Like, I could re-roll, I have another green, but now we're out of actions. We got no more locks done, and it gets harder as you go to hit, you know, Yahtzee, essentially. Like, something doesn't feel great about that mechanic to me. Or it's just not clear that you can keep re-rolling, or something, or some other, you know, whatever, you know, who knows. Okay. So let's see here what we've got. Obsession. So we're going to add 2 more items while we're just camping out over here on the far right-hand side of the map. The battlefield, or left side, and they're on the right side, and the stadium. Okay. Move each hero and legend to... Oh my goodness. What? So we have to move 2 spaces towards... Oh, wait. No, we don't have anybody with that symbol. Move each hero and legend 2 spaces towards that little purple one. We don't have one. Wow, did we dodge a bullet. And then this does activate the Basilisk to move 1 space here. Rolls 3 dice. Uh-oh. Yeah, sorry, pal. You're going to die. Yep, you got hit once, and there's no saving you. So there's that. Dead. We move this up. All right. The Mariner doesn't even have any blue items. So the Mariner is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. End of turn. I mean, that was all he could do just to pick up some blue items. Trickery. So for each, okay, so we do have the Basilisk. So 1, draw and place an item, and then place that monster in the same space, and then it looks like Cerberus activates, so the stables are close to us. Okay, and then Cerberus activates and moves, 1, 2 spaces, and there's nobody to attack there. Oh no, see, they're coming right for us. So I guess action number 1 here, we're gonna roll. Here's our blue. Here we have 1 blue and 1 green. And see, now we have no defense, right? Because we're sitting here screwing around with this door. Well, so we got 2 blanks, so we can remove this big part of the door here. So, I mean, it's better than nothing, right? So that's action number 1. And now we're out of blues. So we got to go... There's a blue way up there, really? So 2, 3... Wow. I'm going to need it 4, 5. I need it for the defense, right? I need to have stuff for defense. So that was their 5 turns. And also, you know, we're ripping through this deck. This is what's left here. You know, there's only 30 of these cards in the deck. Okay. So what do we have here? We have 3 items. Jason at the light. Oh, good. We're standing on the lighthouse. Oh, sorry, I don't have this on the screen. Okay, so we have the Gaseous Swamp, which we haven't even been to yet, the Acropolis, there's some greens to pick up, and the Vineyards, there's another green to pick up for some rerolls. Jason at the Lighthouse. Where's Jason? At the Lighthouse, right where we're standing, and then we're going to activate, it looks like just Cerberus, because we don't have, remember the Chalice isn't here. So Cerberus is going to move 1 space towards, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, so down here. At least they don't move very fast, I'll say that. Okay. All right, Mariner. So action number 1 is to pick all of this stuff Wait a minute, didn't you just do that? God, that turn was that fast. Okay. Yeah, or did I not move it? Was that the Traveler that just went? I actually lost track. It happened so fast. I'm gonna have to count these cards real quick and see where we're at. So if we were Mariner, Traveler, right? 1, 2. So it's now, yeah, it is Mariner. That was fast. Okay, so let's, geez, we only got 4 moves. And there's 2 blues there, so if we got insanely lucky, we could get that. And where does we need to go here? The port. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could only get here. We can't get far enough away, right? And we have to pick up all this stuff. So we're going to pick up all this stuff. 1, and then 2, 3. Jeez, I don't want to be standing on them, right? Let's just go 4. Let's just get over there. That's it. Okay, so we have 3 cruelty. All right, so discard 3. Oh no, what is all that? Okay, so let's see here. So this goes the gaseous swamp, the Temple of Hades, and the grapevine in the vineyards. We need that. Discard 3 items or raise the terror level by 1. All heroes may contribute, move the frenzy marker to the next monster. So that happens no matter what. But now we either choose to raise the terror or discard 3 items. Man, oh man. So I guess we could pretty easily get rid of these 3, right? I mean, these are big hitters, but I don't know if we necessarily need them all. Or actually, God, we need at least 1 because we've got to go to the temple. Oh, we were just there. Yeah, no, forget it. You're going to have it. So yeah, we'll get rid of these 3 to not raise the terror level, and then the frenzied monster, now the Basilisk, moves 2 spaces, so we can go 1, 2, or 1, 2. Let's go 1, 2, I guess, towards here, and we roll 1 attack die against our hero, the Mariner. Oh, of course it hits, so we need to block, so let's just dump a green, I guess, so that we don't die. Okay. All right, off to the Traveler. So what do? We need to get we need to get colors. So we can go 1. We're here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get over here and take this guy with us, but what good does that do? That does not do as much good as I want it to do. We need the colors for Cerberus, but we also need 1, 2, 3, 4, and we could. Oh no, but you don't have it. Oh man. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess? No, let's go up here. Let's go up here. We're going to have to spread out a little bit. All right, so this is greed. We're going to put 2 out here. We don't have any monsters with that symbol. That's good. So this is the Temple of Athena, way out of the way. The Temple of Zeus, way out of the way. And then, oh no, so everybody gets to activate. So the Basilisk goes. So the oh god, this is going to be terrible, right? So frenzied creature goes first, and since they're in a space with us, they're just going to roll. Oh good, so I got hit twice or I die. The problem is they're going to get to go again, so let's just try not to die. So there's those 2. Then we're going to move on to the creatures with the column. So Cerberus is going to move 1 space, and then the Basilisk gets to roll again. Wow. Wow-wee. So that was about as bad as it could be. So again, so the thing happens first, right? Is this listed on here? No, it's probably listed here, right there, the little chart in the bottom center, right? So reading the dice, if the power symbol is rolled, you must resolve that monster abilities first. Once the power is resolved, then determine if the target, the hero, is still in the location with the monster. If so, apply any hits. If not, there are no hits. And so what's interesting is it doesn't say, like, I don't know. Let's read what it says here. So it says, move the Basilisk to the current player's location. Oh, crud. So you're way out here now. That hero can only take... that hero takes 1 hit that can only be blocked with an orange one, which we don't have any because we just got rid of it. So now the Traveler is dead here. We move up that. Right, and so basically, if we were playing just as 1 character, we'd be right here on 6 now. Wow, there was no defending against that. Okay, well that was kind of a bummer. So, ouch. Did I discard that card? It was greed, right? Yeah. Okay. So we go to the Mariner now. And then we will respawn at the Temple of Nyx, but technically this character's not on the board, so I can't move this character. If I get a perk card, I can't do anything. So now the Mariner, like we do have, we have 2 blues, so we have shots at absolutely perfect rolls, which obviously isn't going to happen. So let's do this instead. Let's go 1, 2, and then 3. We're going to drop the bow at the Temple of Hades, and 4, we're going to pick up this coin just because it's green. Then we're going to do this, which is Medusa, or Midas, I'm sorry. We're going to do 3 here. So the shield, Mount Iliad, Odeon, and the Forest of the Dryads, which I don't think we've stopped at, but we've ran through it a bunch. Okay, so then Midas, where are you at? At the trading post, right up here. Okay, so then we're going to activate the Basilisk twice. So we're going to move 2 spaces towards the nearest hero, and you're the only one alive down here technically. So 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's a wash either way, so whatever. Okay, that's it. You activated twice, and we are done. Okay, off to the Traveler, who respawns here. So, gosh, this is just brutal. So let's go, and you need to get to Agora. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could get up there and pick up all the items up there, which is a green, and then head over here and get a perk card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll grab all of this. And next turn, we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get you there, right? So maybe that's not so bad. We also could target this jerk, though. I like that as well. All right, let's see here. Confusion. We're going to add 3 more items to the thing here. Ooh, turn a revealed layer face down, then mix all face down layer. Ooh, geez. Okay, so the Pan Flute Odeon. I don't know how that's going to work in a second. Temple of Nyx, that is over here, and the Temple of Athena is up here. That's good too, green ones. Turn a revealed layer tile face down, then mix up all the face down layers. So let's do the Minotaur's Labyrinth. Let's use this to our advantage, right? It doesn't say that we have to do the worst one. You know, it's not the Grim Rule or anything. So that one's face down. Mix up all the face down ones. It's only 1. And then move the Frenzied marker to the next monster. Okay, so then the Frenzied monster is now Cerberus, who is going to move 3 spaces. Uh-oh, 1, 2, 3. Of course you are. And roll 2 attack dice. Oh, man. Of course. Okay, so let's see what horrendous thing happens now. So first of all, we have Pay the Ferryman. Put the top card of the monster deck into the discard pile. So that was essentially a whole turn that we just lost, right? Because this just goes straight into the discard. And remember, we lose when this deck is empty, and we're getting very close to losing. And then it hits once. So for the hit, we can defend with just this little green one so we don't die. Wow, that was garbage. Okay, so let's see. On to the Mariner now. Who, I mean, what do we do? Do we just move 1 space and then we do 2 rolls, right? Is that what we do? Right, we're just going to try to roll twice and get really lucky. So basically, what we need is 3 hits or that. Oh, I got that. How funny. There we go. Okay, so we got lucky enough there. So that's action, what? 1, 2. Action number 3. We're going to dump the blue trident to roll again. And now we need 3 hits. We have our reroll. Oh, come on. Ooh. So we're going to burn this to reroll. And, I mean, this is the most likely thing to get, and we didn't get it. So then I have 1 move left. I guess we move here. That is unfortunate. Yeah, the wording on this, right? So discard a green item to reroll a number of dice equal to that item's strength. And I've only been rerolling 1 at a time, so I haven't been paying attention to that. You may remove 1 door token if you have rolled the glyphs on it. It's just so hard. And there we go. And that should statistically be the easiest one to get. There's 3 of those hit markers on there. Okay, well, we're getting there. Let's draw the enemy card here. We're putting 2 more things out there. Hope. All right, we have the port, which is looking like a great spot to go now, and the Forest of the Dryads, which, you know what, we're sitting right on 2 blues. I like it. I think Jason's going to die here. Draw a perk card. So what is all this? Oh, this is fluff from the bag. I keep finding these little pieces of white fluff laying around here. The Will of Hades. Spend 1 item of each color and lower the terror level by 1. That's amazing. Too bad we don't have any items. Move each legend 1 space towards their safe location. Okay, oh, here, I should probably lay him down, huh? Okay, and then we activate the Basilisk, great, who moves 1 space here and gets to roll 1 die against, is that Jason there? Jason. Oh, great, and rolled their power. So their power is move to the current player's location. Oh, great. Boom, and you die, because I don't have an orange thing to defend myself. Great. Traveler. Okay, so I think we just need to make sure that we get you off the board, yeah? So we go 1. You know what else we could do? God, I don't want to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could get you off the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to Agora. Midas is going to Agora. So you're off the board, so you can't get us killed. And we drew the speed of Hermes, so we could move 4 spaces, whatever. That doesn't help me right now. So now we do have, gosh, and I really don't want to do this. What we have to do is we have to figure out the math on the killing the Basilisk, right? So what do we have here? We have 10, 19 plus 8, right? So that's 6 and 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 4 is 19, plus 2, 4, 6, 8. So we have 27. So we only need to have 3 points to kill the thing, right? So I think that on the Mariner, I mean, even though the Mariner's dead, oh, I wonder if that would work. Can you play a perk card when you're knocked out? Probably not. That's okay. I don't know. I don't know how that works. So I want them to play it. So I want to check the manual and just see if it says, you know, anything about playing a perk card. It doesn't say. It just says it doesn't require an action. Players can, let's see, Legends of the players. Perk cards may be played on any player's turn, but only during the hero phase. So if we play the Will of Hades, it says spend 1 item of each color and lower the terror level by 1, right? So if we get rid of a blue, a green, and this, right, because it's this person's turn, we can lower the terror by 1. Fine, right? That got rid of a blue, though, and our card. But hopefully that was legal because this guy's technically out. So let's go ahead and do the monster phase. We're going to add 1 item to the board. We have the Necropolis, which is also way out of the way. Move each sword monster, that's Cerberus, right? 3 spaces towards the closest legend. Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3. Right on Jason there, of course. Okay, and then what? Lightning monsters attack. So we don't have any of those. Okay. Phew. Okay, so we are back alive, and we can go. You know what? I'm going to risk it. So we're going to go 1. We're going to pick this up. 2, 3, and then action number 4 is going to be defeat. Quell the beast. On the bottom here it says in the Basilisk's location, which is where we are, use any combination of items worth 30 or more to defeat it. You may use the blessed items above at their value plus 2, right? So we just did all the math on that, right? So we had 27 plus 4 is 31. So you are out of the game, my friend. All of you go into the discard pile now. Your little miniature gets burned in a fire. And I'm just going to flip this over, I guess, or something. I don't know. There we go. So we're down to just the dog now. We're also down to that many cards. This is hard. All right. It doesn't help that I'm terrible at it. Now, the frenzy marker will never move again is what that means. Okay. So here we go. We're going to add 3 items to the game. 1, 2, 3. We have the Temple of Zeus. And the Agora, which is where we are here. And the Temple of Nyx. Okay, so we move. Oh, we're not done yet, are we? Nope, we have to move just 1 time. You're going to move 1. Oh, no, you're in a space with Jason. You're going to roll 3 dice against Jason. Sorry, Jason. You had this coming. You stood it. Yep. Oh, well, wait a second now. We have to do that. Oh, that means we just lose a card, though. And then Jason dies. Oh, man. Which also moves this marker up. All we need to do to win this is to move here, roll that, and then lead the dog there and we win. That's literally it. That's all. We're almost done here. We have like 5 turns, but I have to take a quick break real quick. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. And then we do have to place our guy. I did skip over that, the Statue of Talos. So Daedalus does go to the Statue of Talos over here, which should be done before the monster moves because they have to move. I had a bit of a distraction I had to handle, so apologies for that. But let's go on here to the Traveler. And the Traveler now, again, we just need to get over here and get all these lucky blue rolls. That's it. That's all we have to do, right? The problem is we need some tokens to do so. There's a lot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get there, but that doesn't do us any good. We need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just gonna collect stuff and just try to hammer it out all at once, I guess, because we're down to this many turns here, right? We've got 7 turns to go against 2 monsters. You're supposed to be able to do this against 3, but turns out when you're bad like me, you can't. Discord. Each player draws and places an item token. Oh no. And then they place their hero in that space. So let's draw for the Traveler first. You are going to Agora, where you just left. And we will draw for the Mariner, who, let's hope, draws the Statue of Talos. We drew the Gaseous Swamp, so we're not where we want to be. Dang. Okay, and then we're going to go with Cerberus, moves 1 space, so we're going to go here and roll 2 dice against the Mariner. Oh, man. And we could lose another card here, right? And what happens if you roll 2? Oh, and you don't have a thing. Great. I don't have any way to defend myself. So you're dead. This moves up. We're going to lose. I can't believe it. I can't even pick up the stuff. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Okay, so, jeez. All right, so here you are. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, I mean, we've got some items now, and then what? We draw for Cerberus. We're going to add, I think this is our last item. Nope, there's 2 in there, so let's see what we get. There's only 2 in here, so I'm just mixing them up. Okay, we have the Sling. The other one was something blue, just so you know. The Forest of Dryads. Move each, 2 spaces towards the player with the fewest items. So 1, 2, coming right for me. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then that's it. We don't have any more AI stuff going on there, thankfully. I have a question though. What if you rolled this? Do you resolve that action 3 times? Right? Is that how that works? I really have no idea. Like for Cerberus, you would burn 3 cards, or is it just once because it happened once? Like that was the roll. You got 3 of them, but you only do the power 1 time. I really, truly don't know how that works. Another thing that could be answered with a simple sentence in the manual that isn't there. Traveler, who has at least 2 rolls. I say we just try to get it done because we have to YOLO this at this point, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get to do 1 roll and a re-roll. So we're going to chuck that blue one, and we need 3 hits here. Come on, come on. Look at that. Look at that. So we got our 3 hits. The door is now open. Wow. And then, so now under the defeat, it's a little bit different. So we have to move to Cerberus's location. Once all 5 door tokens are removed, discard a green item. So we have to go to Cerberus, discard a green to move him a number of spaces equal to the item's strength. So it's 1 right now. When Cerberus is at the underworld door, you return him to Hades and defeat him. So we're going to draw a card. So I mean, does he move to us and then just lose, right? So... yeah, right? Trigger each monster's power, each lightning bolt. He's not a lightning bolt monster. He's the frenzied monster, so he does... oh, so he's going to move... oh, geez. Okay, so what happens here? Like, does he move 1 space, right? And he's both of those icons, so he's frenzied and the sword. Now, does the game end with a victory now because he's on the space? I don't think so, right? I think what happens is he attacks twice. Yeah? And so he's going to roll 3 dice... let's say against the Traveler. Let's just do it, right? So, oh god. Okay, so we discard a card. Greed. We're going to discard this because of the power. Then we're going to take 1 hit. We'll just discard something. And then he's going to attack again. So maybe this time against the Mariner. Oh, wow. So is it 1 or 2 cards? It doesn't matter because as soon as his turn is over, there's 1 card left if I discarded 2. If I don't discard 2, there's 2 cards left, right? Then we move over to the Mariner's turn, And the mariner says, oh, hey, look, doggy, the door is open. We've sent you back to Hades, I guess, right? That's Cerberus has escaped from the underworld. You must unlock the door to the underworld, which we finally have done, and return him to his master, Hades. And so once all 5 door tokens are removed, discard a green item to move him a number of spaces toward spaces equal to the item's strength. When Cerberus is at the underworld door, you return him to Hades and defeat him. So it sounds like that was how it works, and now I have to take an action of moving him. I don't have a green thing, right? Like, because defeat is an action. Hero phase. Defeat. Use one or more of your items to defeat a monster. You must complete a monster's challenge before you can take the defeat action. I like how it says challenge. It doesn't say, like, advanced action, though, right? For more details on individual monsters, see page 10. And all that is talking about is this, which is just the exact same wording. So is it possible that the game ends now because Cerberus is at the door? I don't think so. I think I have to lead Cerberus through the door, right? Which means I need a green item, which I don't have. So what we can do is we can say, look, you go to the Acropolis, right? So on your turn, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. No, let's do this instead. Let's say that the Traveler spends that card to move you 4 spaces, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're in Agora now. And then you still have your 4 actions because you didn't do anything. So 1, 2, 3, I don't know, and then 4. That gets this guy out of the game. We've got all 4 of those things now. And then, oh, you know what I could have done instead? Is just pick all this stuff up. And the special abilities, Favor of the Gods, give any number of items to another player. I'm going to give everything to the Traveler. We end the turn. We draw the card, right? Move each... well, nobody activates, right? So we're going to add 2 items to the board. It doesn't matter. We have 1 here. We're supposed to put them all back in the bag and shuffle. I'm not going to do that. We're just going to say that 2 items go out there, right? Move each hero and legend 2 spaces towards the monster of that symbol, but we don't have any of those, and then we don't have any monster that activates. So thankfully, I mean, so that it's over, because now the Traveler can activate. Green, it's a 1. You move 0 spaces, go through the door, go home, doggy. We won. What would this card have done? So this card would have activated twice, right? So just for fun, you would have seen 4 dice rolls against the Traveler here, which wouldn't really have killed her no matter what, but unless we rolled an exclamation point, right? See? And then what? We discard a card and lose? I don't understand. Anyway, there is barely a victory there for the super easy difficulty on your first game against the 2 monsters, Cerberus and the Basilisk. I used the Mariner and the Traveler, and as you can see, I'm awful at this game, but it plays very simple. I just wish, like every other version of Horrified, that the rules were just slightly ironed out a little bit more, just clarified. I don't understand how that kind of stuff gets through. You know, all it takes is publishing a PDF ahead of time before print and say, hey, you know, community, is this fine? You know, what are your questions? And they would have been hit real hard, real fast with, like, I bet 10 things I can think of off the top of my head just from looking at the monsters in the manual, you know, that just need either a word or just a sentence to clarify each and every one of them. And I feel like this is just a staple of the series at this point. But they're fun games. They're fairly inexpensive. They're $39.99 US dollars at like a US Target or whatever. I don't know how much they cost wherever else you can get them. I've always purchased mine at Target, I think. Come to think of it. Yeah, only because Target always has those weird deals. So I end up paying less for them. I believe they have a 25% off deal right now if you spend $100 or more. I didn't go that high. I spent $50, got 10 off, so I got $20 off. So I spent $32 plus tax to get this. So not too bad. It's a fun game. It plays 5 players. So also a good game to bring out when you're, you know, looking for something a little bit lighter for the evening. Nobody wants to, you know, burn their brain and do a crazy, you know, Euro spreadsheet type of game or whatever. But this was Horrified Greek Monsters. Thanks for watching. I will attempt this again on a real level of difficulty and try to win with more than 1 card left, I guess, although a win's a win, right? So, yeah, that's it. And that was... All right, so we're out of here. And remember, games were made for everyone's recreation. Take care.